What if I told you that the most productive people in the world, the ones who seem to have everything figured out, they didn't always wake up early. They didn't always have a plan. And honestly, they were once the boy who couldn't even get out of bed before noon. Now stop. Before you scroll away, before you skip this video, before you say, oh, this is just another productivity video, I want you to stay. Because this is not that video. This is a story, a real story, about a boy named Arjun, 17 years old, smart kid, funny kid, but completely, absolutely lost. And by the end of this story, you are going to understand something about yourself that nobody ever taught you in school. Something so simple, so quiet, that when it finally hits you, it will feel like someone just turned on a light in a room you've been sitting in the dark for years. So the question is this: why do some people wake up feeling alive and others wake up feeling like they're already tired of the day before it even begins? Stay with me. Arjun's story is about to begin. It's 11:47 in the morning. In a small town in India, somewhere between a paddy field and a chai shop, there's a boy lying flat on his back, staring at the ceiling fan going round and round. That boy is Arjun. His phone is on his chest. He's been scrolling since 8 a.m. Reels, shorts, memes, more reels, a motivational video. Then another reel. He laughed at a dog video. He felt guilty. He scrolled more. His mother calls from the kitchen. Arjun, uth ja, subah ho gayi. Which in English means, Arjun, get up, the morning is already gone. And Arjun shouts back, हाँ माँ, बस 1 minute. हाँ, yes mom, just 1 minute. Friends, that 1 minute was said at 8 a.m. It is now almost noon. Now here is where I want you to pause with me for just a second. If you were Arjun right now, if that was your morning, what would you be feeling? Guilty? Lazy? Or would you just flip to the next reel and forget about it? Think about it. Because Arjun didn't feel guilty. He felt numb. And that, my friends, is the most dangerous feeling a young person can have. Now, Arjun was not a bad student. He was actually quite clever. His teachers liked him. His friends thought he was hilarious. But Arjun had a problem. And the problem was this. He had big dreams and zero mornings. He wanted to become a software engineer. He had a notebook, a beautiful notebook, where he had written his 5-year plan. Color-coded, highlighted, even had little stars next to the important goals. But that notebook, it was under his bed, covered in dust. One afternoon, it's a Tuesday, sometime in late October. Arjun's father comes home early from work. His father, Ramesh, is a simple man, a school teacher. He teaches math. He is not rich, but he wakes up every day at 5:30 a.m., takes a walk, drinks his chai, and by 7 a.m., he has already done more than most people do in half a day. Ramesh walks into Arjun's room. He sees the chaos. Clothes on the floor, textbooks unopened, curtains still drawn at 2 p.m. He doesn't shout. He doesn't lecture. He just sits down on the edge of the bed. Arjun looks up nervously. He's waiting for the scolding. But Ramesh just says, very quietly, Beta, can I tell you about the worst year of my life? Arjun blinks. He was not expecting that. He sits up. Because suddenly, his father, the man who always seemed so calm, so put together, looked human. Ramesh begins to talk. He says, when I was 19, I had just failed my board exams. Not failed badly. I actually had to repeat the year. I was ashamed. I stopped going outside. I slept until 2, 3 in the afternoon. I ate whatever I could find. I talked to no one. I felt like the whole world had moved on and I was standing still in the mud. Arjun is listening now, really listening. His father continues. And And then one morning, I don't know why, I woke up at sunrise. Not because of an alarm, not because someone told me to. I just woke up and I went outside and I sat near the well in our courtyard and I watched the light change. The sky went from black to purple to orange to gold. And I thought, this happens every single day. This beauty, this chance. Every day the sky doesn't ask if you deserve it. It just gives. Here's a question for you. Have you ever had a moment like that? A quiet moment early in the day where everything just felt still? Where the world hadn't started being loud yet? If you have, you know exactly what Ramesh felt. And if you haven't, keep watching, because Arjun is about to find that moment too. Ramesh finishes his story. He stands up, pats Arjun's shoulder, and says just one more thing. I'm not asking you to change everything tomorrow. I'm just asking you, give tomorrow morning one honest hour. Not for me, not for your future, just for you.
He walks out.
Arjun sits there for a long time. Now, here's the funny part. Arjun that night set 7 alarms. 5 a.m., 5:15 a.m., 5:30 a.m., 5:45 a.m., 6 a.m., 6:15 a.m., 6:30 a.m. If you've ever done this, we are the same person. We are literally the same person. He snoozed the first 4, but at 5:45, something strange happened. He heard a bird, one single bird, outside his window, singing like it had somewhere to be. And he got up. No phone, just up. He washed his face, went to the courtyard, sat near the same old well his father had described. And he watched. The sky did exactly what his father said it would do. Black, purple, orange, gold. And Arjun felt something strange. Something he hadn't felt in months. He felt present. What would you do with that one quiet hour? Before the world woke up, before the notifications, before the noise, what would the best version of you do in that hour? Think about it. Seriously think about it. Because that question is actually the most important question in this whole video. Before we go deeper into Arjun's story, and trust me, there is a beautiful ending coming, I want to take just a moment to welcome you here. If this is your first time watching, hello, I'm Tara, and this is Fluent English with Tara, the channel where we learn English not through textbooks, not through grammar rules, but through stories. Real human stories that teach us language and life at the same time. If you've been here before, welcome back, my friend. You already know how we do things here. With heart, with honesty, and with a really good cup of chai energy. Now, if you're enjoying this story so far, do me one small favor. Hit that like button right now. It tells me you want more stories like this. And subscribe if you haven't already, because we have new stories every week and you do not want to miss what's coming. Okay, back to Arjun, because things are about to get really interesting. 3 weeks pass. Arjun keeps his morning ritual. Not perfectly. Some days he sleeps in, some days it's raining and cold and he wraps himself back in the blanket. But most days he shows up to that courtyard, to that sky. And slowly, without even trying to be productive, things start to change. He starts writing in that dusty notebook again. Just 5 minutes, then 10. He starts a small habit. After watching the sky, he writes one sentence. Just one. What he's thinking, what he wants, what he's afraid of. And those sentences, they start to connect. They start to make a path. 2 months later, Arjun wakes up at 5:30 a.m. without an alarm. He has a morning routine: sunrise, journaling, 10 minutes of light exercise. And then, for the first time ever, he sits down to study before breakfast. And he is focused, genuinely focused, not because someone forced him, but because he finally understood something. His friend Rohan calls him one day and says, "Yaar, what happened to you? You seem different. You seem calm." And Arjun says, "I just started owning my mornings, bhai. The rest of the day takes care of itself." And here's my final question for you today. What is one thing you could do tomorrow morning, in just that first quiet hour, that your future self would thank you for? Now, let's talk about what really happened with Arjun. Because this isn't just a nice story. There is actual science and philosophy behind every single thing that changed for him. The first thing to understand is this: Arjun didn't become productive by trying to be productive. Read that again. He became productive by becoming present. And those are two completely different things. Most of us think productivity means doing more. More tasks, more hours, more hustle. But psychologists like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who wrote about something called flow state, they tell us that the most productive humans are not the busiest ones. They are the most focused ones. And focus doesn't come from pressure. It comes from peace. When Arjun sat in that courtyard and watched the sky, he was doing something that neuroscientists call activating the default mode network, the part of your brain that processes, reflects, and creates meaning. It's the part that gets completely destroyed by constant scrolling, by notifications, by noise. Every time you pick up your phone, the second you wake up, you are handing your brain to someone else. You are saying, "Here, you decide what I think about today." And your brain, which was rested and ready to be great, gets filled with other people's content, other people's energy, other people's chaos. There's a beautiful idea in Stoic philosophy. The ancient Greek and Roman thinkers like Marcus Aurelius used to say, "Confine yourself to the present." Marcus Aurelius. And Arjun, this boy from a small Indian town who'd never read philosophy in his life, he accidentally discovered this truth by watching a sunrise. Because the sunrise doesn't care about yesterday. It doesn't worry about tomorrow. It simply is. Fully. Completely. Every single morning. And when you align yourself with something that is fully present, you become present too.
Arjun didn't feel motivated when he got up that first morning. He was tired. He was confused. He didn't have a plan. But he got up anyway. He sat anyway. He watched anyway. And the motivation, the energy, the peace, it came because he moved, not before. This is the secret that nobody tells teenagers, nobody tells young people. You don't wait to feel ready. You get up, you show up, and readiness comes to meet you. And the morning. Why specifically the morning? Because every morning is a reset. Your cortisol, the alertness hormone, naturally peaks in the early hours. Your willpower is highest. Your mind is cleanest. The world is quietest. The morning is the only time of day that belongs completely to you. Before your boss messages you, before your friends call, before the world starts making demands. Arjun's father understood this, and now Arjun understood it. And now, so do you. Before you go, I have a small challenge for you.
Tomorrow morning, just tomorrow, put your phone face down. Go somewhere quiet. Even if it's just a window, even if it's just your balcony, and watch the sky for 5 minutes. Just 5. And then tell me in the comments, what did you see? What did you feel? I read every single comment, every single one. Now, if you loved this story, you are going to love the other stories on this channel. Check out our playlist. It's linked in the description below. Full of stories just like Arjun's. Stories about real life, real struggles, and real English. Check the I button on your screen right now for 2 videos I think you'll love next. And if someone you know needs to hear Arjun's story, share this video with them. It might be the thing that changes their morning and maybe their life. I'm Tara, and this has been Fluent English with Tara, where every story teaches you a language and every lesson teaches you a life. Take care of yourself. Own tomorrow morning. I'll see you in the next story. Bye for now.